Welcome back to the channel, my real gamers. And before we start this Alpha 2 review, we're going to go ahead and get some facts straight out of the gate and let you know some specifications on what these two cabinets can do. Yeah! The iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha 2 and World Warrior XT cabinet are 9/10 scale, 68-inch tall reproduction featuring a Raspberry Pi 5 powered system. Yeah! A 24-inch LCD 19.5 viewable screen monitor. Yeah, talking about insane. And SFA2 style controls. Retailing at $6.99. Includes 14 plus titles, meaning they adding 6 more to grand total of 20 titles. Yeah, insane. Let's go. All licensed titles by Capcom. Yes, with Wi-Fi capabilities for updates and HDMI out for recording gameplay and all types of cool things. Yeah! Let's go ahead and talk about the key specifications. Officially licensed ROMs running on a Raspberry Pi 5. The dimensions are approximately 68 inches height by 24 width by 28 depth. That is one beefy massive boy. Yeah! The display is 24-inch LCD screen, 19.5-inch viewable with a 1280 by 1024 resolution. Yeah! Controls are HAP-style joysticks and SFA2 style buttons. Yeah! Featuring light-up marquee, a lit Fox coin door, and built-in Wi-Fi. Yeah! Connectivity, micro HDMI output for streaming. Yes! That means you can connect this to any of your computer devices with a capture card, and you can get down with some amazing gameplay. Talking about some craziness. It's about to be crazy up in here. Yeah! Some of the games include all of the Street Fighter games from Championship Edition, the Alpha Series, Third Strike, Final Fight, Captain Commando, Knights of the Round, Giga Wing 1, 2, 1944. The list goes on. Ja! Insane. Now let's go ahead and start the video. Welcome back, my real gamers. And the time has finally come. Iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha 2 has arrived after a year and a half of waiting. It's finally time to get it built and put in its rightful place amongst my other Street Fighter gear. Yeah! Stay tuned for more Israel gaming content. And I also have a guest appearance from Ken Masters, as I have something to take care of later on with Akuma. Yeah! So stay tuned for Ken on the second half of this video. Yeah! Alright, welcome back. This is everything laid out. Everything you get in the package for the iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha or World Warrior cabinet. We're going to start with the panels and the artwork. You get the Akuma and Ryu original style from the actual art book itself. It's in plastic right now. We're going to take a look at that when we start building it, and then after we're finished. Here's the bottom of the side panels. So this cabinet comes in halves, and you're going to have to actually screw it in with screws, nuts, bolts. Alright, there's marquees right here. It's reverse printed, very beautiful, amazing. It says Alpha 2 on it. If you're not happy with it, there's different websites you can go on to order different types of marquees from different companies like Joe's, Sabos, DB Graphics, Escape Pod, etc. Let's move on. We have the front controller panel port. It's looking like this looks like the USB ports right here. The front of the cab is what you'll normally see on the front of the cab looking at you. All right. Behind the marquee is the LED strip that it comes with the kit. Be careful with all that as you're building it. All right, we're gonna move on to the controller panel, which feels very well detailed and kind of grainy. The only thing you can really kind of compare that to is kind of like a truck bed in a car, something very grainy, like a industrial truck of some sort. The buttons and stuff, we'll do an initial review when the cab's finally built. I just wanted to show you quickly on what everything you get in the actual package. All of the inserts, dial screws, everything, all the internals, the monitors right here, all the side brackets, everything you need is here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take everything out the rack. We're gonna start by looking at the actual manual itself, and we're gonna go step by step. Remember, if you have any troubles or issues, remember to reach out to myself, Josh Dindy, Jay Pace, John D himself, Iconic Arcade. There's many people in this community that will help you out. All right, let's continue, and I'll see you in a moment. We are at the half point of this build. It's not too hard. If you take your time, a little bit of patience, you'll be able to complete this. My suggestion that this is very top heavy for the second half. So 2 people. Not knocking anybody that could do it by themselves. And we all know that people are more than capable. But to be safe, there's a lot of dowel pins and a lot of screw holes and stuff on this cab where it's very precise on where you have to put them. So just be very patient. Be careful. Take your time. If you need to take breaks, go ahead and do so if you get a little frustrated. Another thing that I want to mention is the innovation of the top of the marquee. They made it so where you take 4 screw holes off the top of the marquee and you take it off and you're able to swap out marquees nice and easily. There's going to be 20 titles on this cabinet, so the possibilities on what title or marquee is endless. Shout out for John D for that amazing innovation, and to die for Bobby Boo. Crazy, crazy good. I'm going to go ahead and visit Master Gokin for a little bit for some more training because the Street Fighter movie is coming out in October and I want to be ready for it. So I'm going to go back to the dojo and train some more with Master Gokin. For now, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with Ken, as he's a little bit wilder spirited than I am, as I like to meditate and train more than he does. Ken, take over. Ja! Ja! Iconic Arcade! Yes, Ryu, you need to go and train some more with Master Gokin before you come back and try to battle me, Ken Masters. Ha! As I get ready for the premiere of Street Fighter, the movie, October. I will meet you there for our final battle. Yeah. Alright, let's continue this beautiful, iconic arcade build. This is the half build right here. Pretty simple, not hard at all. Hadouken! Hadouken! Now we're on to the bottom half, where we're gonna build it, and then we're gonna show you the end result on what the bottom half looks like, and then we're gonna start connecting the top to the bottom half. Recommended you use 2 people to put this top half on that bottom half, because it's very top heavy. Alright? Remember to smack a like, leave a comment, and follow the channel at Israel Gaming so you never miss a bit. The Alpha 2 cabinet, built right now. Last thing we gotta do is go to the back of the unit and connect all the wires. Now, before doing that, I must say, when connecting all the wires, it may seem like a little bit of a rat's nest. You can do a little bit of cable management, but I suggest you do it after you figure out where everything goes. Follow the instructions step by step. Maybe a little bit confusing, but take your time and get it all connected, because the last thing you got to do is put the back panels on, and we're going to plug in the unit, and then we're going to test out all the games. Yeah! Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the the cabinet all the way around so you can see how it looks with the artwork. And also it on top of the actual bottom base. Again, I'm going to mention with the bottom base, you're going to need two people to connect this cabinet correctly. You do not lay it down and slide the cabinets together like you would an arcade one-up or something like that, or basic fun. With this XT cabinet, it's pretty much modeled like an XL arcade one-up. They're pretty big, so just know that you're going to need two sets of hands on here. And be very careful as the dowel pins and the screws that connect inside, connecting both sides of the cabinet, are inside of the back of the unit. Alright, we're going to get the wires connected, and then we're going to show you some gameplay, the startup screen, and how the cabinet looks lit up. Yeah! Get ready, my real gamers. Oh, okay. Yeah! Go Hadouken! Yeah! Welcome back, my real gamers. And we're done with the initial build. Alright, this is last part of the review. It's going to be in two parts. Myself, Ryu, is going to show you around and show you the build of the cabinet, all the ins and outs, all the features, the whole shebang. Yeah! Yeah! And the second part's going to be done by Ken Masters, as he's going to do gameplay of all 20 games. Yeah, let's go. Let's put on some headgear and let's get a close-up of this beautiful, iconic arcade cabinet. And don't forget, my real gamers, to get this brand new, iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha or World Warrior cabinet. Yeah. Yeah. All right, my real gamers, before we continue this review any further, we're going to go ahead and state that I was not paid by any way, shape, or form for this review. I bought this Alpha cabinet a year and a half ago on my own accord, and I am a huge, and I mean huge, Street Fighter fan. Almost every arcade unit in my room has something to do with Capcom or Marvel. So let's go ahead and continue with the build quality of this cabinet first. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and compare to the Legacy Edition Yoga Flame by Arcade 1-Up. It's on a riser symbolizing a deluxe size. The Mortal Kombat Deluxe is right on the side of it, giving you side comparison. Same height, same difference. Now, back to the Alpha 2 cabinet by Iconic Arcade. All right, this is one hefty machine, my real gamers. When I initially got this package, I thought I was going to be able to get this on my own. And matter of fact, I was not able to get to this package, my real gamers. Shout out to Wicked502, my wife, as she collected my package and brought it all the way from the end of the garage to shut the doors until I got home. And she also created a short for me and posted it on my channel talking about love and support. Can I get a yeah in the comments? All right, back to the size in comparison to these arcade machines. We're going to go ahead and compare another machine. This cabinet is by an independent modder and builder and well-known member of our community, G.I. Joe Gaming Cabinets. Yeah. Go ahead and check out his website as well. He signed the cabinet for me. This was a collaboration between himself and I. I came up with the artwork and theme as he came up with the beautiful shape of the 1980s original Nintendo arcade unit. Yeah! You would see these in the 80s and 90s, and even in the current modern arcades for collectors that put these in their modern arcades. These are pretty awesome, man. Check out G.I. Joe Gaming again. All right, the size of this when you get it, you guys, is about 140 pounds.
within the package. And that's all of the contents of the box. There's boxes within boxes inside of this unit. I must say everything came well packaged and undamaged. Shout out to Media One Up John D and the whole Iconic Arcade team for that. Well done. And shout out to FedEx and other shipping agencies, because the package didn't come that well beat up. There was a couple of things I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. And you can see from the short too that, the top of, was a little bit damaged. But I believe that part was from my wife trying to haul it up to the garage. All right, this thing is about the size of 2 deluxe machines. Look at the size of the G.I. Joe Gaming and look at the size of the Alpha 2 cabinet. It is a beefy boy. All right, enough with the size. Out of box is about 120 pounds after build. But now we're going to look at the artwork and check everything out for what it is in its glory. This unit comes with screw cap covers to match the color of the cabinet. Well done, well done. You can see there's different colors, light browns, dark browns, blacks, and all that. Now, I've been hearing complaints about the artwork from some of the members in the community that it's too grainy and, washed out looking. But this right here was taken from an original painting from an illustration from one of the Capcom Street Fighter books from the original artist for Alpha 2. So it's supposed to look like an actual painting with each stroke of the, paintbrush. It's supposed to look like that, you guys. I think it looks perfect and spot on. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in more so you can see what I'm talking about. That is what people are complaining about. The lines and stuff through the image. But this is supposed to symbolize paint strokes. This is a painting, you guys. This is a masterpiece. Very eye-catching. You would have to have this machine yourself to give it really that justice. Because looking at it through a camera, it looks pretty and all. But when you are guys up close to this machine, up close and personal, the machine pops out at you. Now let's go ahead and move on to the marquee. Wow, that is amazing. We have white T-molding like base. It's white edge banding to be exact. You can have the option to take it out later and put U-molding in there, but I like the white on there, so I'm going to leave this stock for the most part. I'm a big Street Fighter fan, and I love to fight, so in the future, I may have to upgrade the sticks, as these might wear out in the future. We'll talk about the controller deck and the buttons and sticks in a minute. Let's go ahead and move up to the marquee real quick, as we're going to go all the way from top to bottom. We did the side art of the cabinet. Now let's go ahead and look at this beautiful, crisp marquee. My goodness, reverse printed. When you first get it, it's not going to look like it. It has a protective film on the front of it. The back of it doesn't. You can see the reverse print on the back, but be patient and very, very cautious when ripping the plastic off, and slowly rip it off. And it's crisp and clear. Look at that, like glass. Look at that. Look at how it's shining. I know you see the shine through that. Evenly lit with the light feature that comes in the arcade unit itself. They have a special light strip for the unit itself. Very well evenly lit. And no matter which way you go, you guys, it is crispy clear. And since we're on, talking about the marquee, kudos to whoever thought of this idea, John D. Whoever thought of this, you need to give that man a raise. Because now they have a feature where you unscrew the top two. I know you can't really see them because they're the cap covers, but they're black cap covers. But you unscrew the tops right here on both sides. And you take this top off. And you can easily slip the marquee up in and out of here to replace the marquee and upgrade it to whatever game title you want. That right there is so innovative and easy and convenient for us. I am about to go nuts on marquee replacements for this. Insane. There's 20 games on here, you guys. 20 possibilities for marquees. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to get, but I know I'm going to get a few of them. Yeah! All right, my real gamers, let's go ahead and move down to the speakers. And wow, these boys are massive. These things are huge. I'm going to try to compare it to an arcade 1-up real quick, because these right here don't count. These are in tech. So let's go ahead and go to the X-Men 97 Deluxe. And let's see how big these are. Yeah, these are pretty good, decent size. So these right here are about 3-inch or something like that. And the ones, go back to the, sorry about the camera view. We're going back to the Alpha now. We go back to the Alpha from looking at the X-Men 97. And these would have to be about like a 5-inch speakers. So correct me if I'm wrong. These are definitely hefty. You would see speakers like these on like the Legends Ultimate, stuff like that. The sound quality is amazing. Sorry for blasting the volume, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. That is nuts. And we're going to go back to the volume in a second, as they added another feature that's on the controller deck. Then we're going to talk about that when we get to that point. All right, we're done with the speakers. As we go down, we're actually working our way to the monitor now with a 19.5-inch play screen. So the monitor bezel covers the remainder of the screen. It's easy and accessible to remove the front screen, because there's 2 screens. This is the bezel monitor screen, and then you have the actual screen itself. So if you ever need to wipe and dust and stuff, it's pretty simple. Not bad at all. The monitor is crispy clear. I'm going to go ahead and go from all angles. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it real style. Yeah, Hadouken! But back to that. You go from every angle. I just went left, right. We're going to go down. If we're looking down straight at the cabinet, we're going to look like if we was a kid. Let's go ahead and bend down a little bit and see a preteen or somebody playing it. It is crazy good. No issues with the monitor at all. And people were also complaining about the light bleed on the bezel. When you get this machine, update immediately. We'll talk about that in a second too, as you need to power the machine on and off a few times with the power button that's on the controller deck to initialize the update. It's a little confusing at first, but a few members in the community will point you in the right way, as they helped me out with that issue when I came down to me doing that as well. So back to the controller deck. All right, now the controller deck itself, it's hard to explain, but man, you don't need a protective cover or deck or anything, plexi on here or whatever. This, you guys, feels, look, I'm trying to zoom in as best I can, but this feels like a truck bed, like a Ford F-150, construction worker that, gets a lot of materials and doesn't want their truck to mess up. That looks like that kind of material. It will not wear on you guys. It feels nice too. It right in the fingertips and all that. It's bumpy. It feels really good, you guys. As far as the buttons and joysticks, they feel okay. A little mushy. The throw is okay. It's not where I want it to be, as I'm a very competitive fighter, so I button mash a lot and quickly. So I need the quick throws and actions to happen. As I would compare to an arcade 1-up though, way better. The clicks on the arcade 1-up, you don't even feel that. It's just straight mush. This is like in between. almost like Legends Ultimate quality. All right, now let's go to the joystick, as it feels nice and clicky and smooth. They say that it's Samurai clones, as close as you can get to them. They feel nice. I'm gonna be testing them out competitively soon enough with a couple of colleagues and stuff, because I know a lot of us are getting this cabinet, and they're gonna be hosting tournaments and stuff like that or another, and I'm gonna try to compete. I'm probably gonna get my ass spanked, but I love Street Fighter, regardless if I win or lose. It's about being competitive and having a good time with your friends. Back to the sticks. My only gripe with them is the sticks are kind of short, and they, I know I'm wearing Ryu gloves right now and stuff, but even without the gloves, let me go ahead and switch to my other hand, because I don't have gloves on my other hands because I'm using it as for the camera. It's still kind of small. So maybe in the future, upgrading to bigger, higher sticks for more comfortable, stuff. So far, that's my only gripe. The control deck has select coin in player 2 on each side. We're to the volume itself. This is a really cool feature, you guys. I am digging that a lot. It no longer do we have to worry about volume switches, or let me go back to this right here, or switches like the arcade 1-up where you got to hold it, and then stuff. I can't stand that, because these kind of switches eventually break and you have to replace them fast. This right here, you guys, on the Alpha feels very premium. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna try to blow your ears out, but I'm gonna go ahead and lower the volume. See it right there? It's all the way at its bottom lowest. And you start going up and you turn it, and it doesn't move after you turn it. It's metal, you guys. Very, very premium feeling. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. And it's not a clicky turn at all. It's just like you turn it and it just stays still wherever you put it. See? It's very, very heavy in that sense. When you put it to the volume you want it to be on, it stays there. Very much digging that feature. All right, I think we've done talked about everything on here. This is very important right here, your power switch. And actually, there's 2 power switches. One right here. This is for your Pi. Okay. Your main computer source or gaming box for this actual arcade unit. When you go to power this machine down, you hold it down. I'm playing the game right now, but you hold it down at the main menu. You hold this down, and it's gonna ask you if you want to shut down the machine or not. That's how you properly turn the machine off, or the Pi. And then there's another switch right under where the speaker is, on the right, the top of the right speaker. It blends in. It's black. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. You turn that off right there for the marquee and the coin doors. Okay? That's the power to those things. All right, so we did everything that has to do with the controller deck, monitor, marquee, artwork. Let's go ahead and move down. All right, after the controller deck, we go a little bit down further to the front plate. And there's an actual feature that's connected to this front plate, my real gamers, as I have it taped up right now, stock the way it came. This is actually a USB port for the other titles that are on this cabinet that you can play 4 players. It has USB ports, my real gamers. So another feature to this cabinet, you can connect external controllers and play 4-player games, or even 2-player games if you want, on this cabinet. Amazing stuff. You can emulate other things on here, but that's on your own accord, and I'm not going to show you or tell you on how to do that. You need to figure that on yourself. If you want to add any more other games or titles, there's ways to do so and ways to find out. Yeah! All right, Ken Masters. Hadouken! Hadouken! It's time for you to shine, my brother, and show them what this cab can do. Yeah! Now it's time to go meditate. Master Goken, I'm coming. And Akuma, don't worry. I'm coming for you too. Now, we're gonna get to the exciting, extreme part of this review. We just finished the boring part. Ryu took care of that with the build quality and the specs of the machine. Now it's time to get real and energetic for all 20 games that come on this machine. Yeah! And stay tuned for the Street Fighter movie that comes out in October. I will be there to greet you in the movie theater. Take a picture. Yeah! And don't forget to smack a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Israel Gaming so you never miss a bit. Remember to keep it real and keep playing. Now let's get some gameplay. And Ryu, don't ever forget to mention Mike of all trades, ever again. You're too busy meditating at the dojo and training under Master Goken to forget that Mike of all trades did shorts and a full breakdown review of these beautiful cabinets. Yeah! He did the World Warrior variant. So don't forget to check out Mike of all trades if you know what's good for you. Because you know what? I'm Ken Masters, and I'm not as quiet and peaceful and meditative as Ryu. I will come for you. Yeah! Iconic arcade. So let's go ahead and mess up my hair even more with some headgear. And let's get up close and personal with the iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha 2 cabinet. Yeah! Let's break down these games. Yeah! Street Fighter! Iconic arcade! Let's get some gameplays in. Yeah! Alright. Let's go ahead and tell you a few things that we need to get out the way. Make sure you update this iconic arcade World Warrior or Alpha 2 cabinet when receiving it. It may sound confusing at first, my real gamers, but you power cycle twice, turning the machine and the pie off twice, and the switch. Just do it. May sound crazy, but after you do it properly, it should update your console to the latest firmware, which is 7.0. Yeah! The original firmware is 1.0. Yeah! So there was multiple updates. Wow. Mike of all trades was reviewing the cabinet and checking it out before anyone that got their hands on it was able to. He had all the kinks and things worked out with John D and the iconic arcade team. Hadouken! So they were ready for when the consumer like myself and others received this cabinet. Yeah! Alright. After updating, there's multiple options that you can do on this cabinet and button sequences. Right on the bottom of the screen, you'll see select, back, showcase game controls, and the exit button, which is the player 1 and select button on each side, player 2 and select button to exit game. Yeah! And speaking of that, let's go ahead and get to all the games on this beautiful cabinet. Whether you get the World Warrior or the Alpha 2, it does not matter because they're both nostalgically, beautifully looking cabinets. Yeah! Alright. And if you already have this in your possession, let me know in the comments if you're enjoying it just as much as I am. Yeah! Hadouken! Alright, the games
on this cabinet. You get 20 games, my real gamers. Is insane. Yeah. You get fighters. You get action. You get shooting. Yeah. It is well balanced. You even get classic beat 'em up titles as well. Yeah. All right, let's start naming the games before we get into gameplay. As far as the Street Fighter titles on this cabinet, which is this modeled after, let's go ahead and name all the fighting Street Fighter games on this cabinet. We have Street Fighter World Warrior. Yeah. We have Street Fighter Championship Edition. Hadouken! Yeah! We have Street Fighter Hyper Fighting. Hadouken! We have Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Hadouken! You can see it right here on the side of it. The Yoga Flame Edition. Yeah! Playing the same titles. Let's go. And this one right here, my real gamers, is the biggest sleeper on the cabinet, besides the Alpha and the Third Strike game itself. Street Fighter, Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition, where you can play with any version of set character you want from any generation of Street Fighter. Yeah! Talking about amazing stuff. I can beat you down on any platform, shape, or version, Ryu. Let's get it. Hadouken! Alright, that's how you do it. We have Third Strike, Street Fighter, Third Strike. Love Street Fighter, Fight for the Future. Yes! The Street Fighter Alpha series now. Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams. Yeah! The first rendition to the Street Fighter Alpha series. Hadouken! Yeah! And here we go, my real gamers. The marquee title right here. Yeah! Arguably the best Street Fighter ever made, at least in my opinion. Yeah.
I'll get you
A lot of people are going to argue saying that the original Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition is the best. And though I love those games, I really fell in love with Street Fighter when X-Men vs. Street Fighter and all of the Alpha series came out. I love the EX series as well. The 3D platform, when we finally jumped into those platforms and gameplays like Virtual Fighter and set other titles. Yeah! Let's go ahead and get back to it, my real gamers.
Ooh, electricity.
We got Street Fighter Alpha 3. Yes! The predecessor to Street Fighter Alpha 2. Such an amazing game. Amazing title on this cabinet so far, my real gamers. And here's an added bonus for pre-order holders like myself. You waited a year and a half long for this cabinet, but we finally got it, Ryu. We finally got it. Tell the sensei he can rest easy.
Let's do it again.
You
Oh,
guys
red
can
one.
chill with the training. You guys need to chill out with it.
Hadouken!
Alright? Alright. An extra title is Cyberbot. I've never really played this one, my real gamers. I'm going to be real honest with you.
Iconic arcade.
Looks pretty cool. We're going to check it out and let you know how it turns out. Alright, let's move to the next section. We have action, my real gamers. And we have Final Fight. Also on the Yoga Flame cabinet. Yes! Online play is coming soon. Hopefully they're working on it. The iconic team and John Dean, Bobby Hoon, everybody. You guys do such an amazing job with this cabinet. It's unreal.
Take some.
Final Fight,
Like this guy.
Captain Commando.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, let's spin
Love
with it,
these
baby.
games. Knights of the Round.
I'm getting
Yes.
good. Yes.
I wish they had King of Dragons on here. And maybe in a future update, if they decide to add more titles to this cabinet, which I hope and pray they do. Whoo, I hope and pray they do. Add King of Dragons for me. Yes! Alright, let's continue. We got Magic Sword. Magic Sword is such a sleeper title, you guys.
Oh,
Give it a shot. If you have it on emulation or anything else,
You got an X.
give it a shot. It's so cool. You can play this with 2 players,
Oh, let's take care of that
different
bear right
types
quick.
of magicians
Awesome stuff.
and barbarians and swordships and knights and elves and monsters. Let's go. We also have Bionic Commando. I love this platformer right here. Such a fun time. Very, very difficult to master. But you know what? I am Ken Masters. And I'm ready to master any game and title on this cabinet. Yeah! Let's go down to what's next. We have shooting titles, my gamers. We have the original Giggle Win 1. Yes! Let's go. Fun times, amazing. Let's go up. We have Giggle Wing 2. Yes! Those two together complement each other. So, you can't have one without the other. It's such an amazing shooter. Giggle Wing 2. You guys are going to have a blast with this, guys. Pro Gear is also another amazing shooter. Power up. So far, this cabinet is solid with the game titles. Evenly balanced. Let's go ahead and see what else is on here. Yeah! We have 1944, the Loot Master. Woo! This is a lot of people's favorite from the 1944 series. My favorite from there is 1942 and 43. Yeah! Such an amazing shoot 'em up to go, baby. Craziness. Let's see what else is on here.
Tickets to my movie?
Forgotten Worlds. I recently started playing this one, my real gamers. I have not played this title at all. But I have a colleague that's very interested in this title. It goes by the name of Red Alert. Ja! Jay Pace. Me and him is going to give this for a whirl when the online comes. Yeah! Talking about Contra with jetpacks. Yeah! Hadouken! Hi-ya! Hi-ki! Hi-hi! Yeah! Woo! I'm ready to have fun with my friends. All right, let's go! Ken Masters, Iconic Arcade! Yeah! 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 Yoga teleport that! All right, that's all the games that comes with the Iconic Arcade XT cabinet. Yeah! Whether you get the World Warrior or the Alpha 2, you guys are in for a treat. Ryu was holding back. He was meditating too hard and training for what? You need to live life, bro. You need to enjoy yourself. Power up with energy. Whether movies or games or anything that you enjoy in life comes out. Live it to the fullest. Yeah! Street Fighter forever. Yeah! Iconic Arcade. Yes! Don't forget to get that new cabinet when it's back in retail or back up for pre-order. Yeah! Remember to keep it real and keep playing. We're gonna go ahead and play these games. This video has been long enough already. I'm gonna sit down in the chair, go one-on-one with you guys to let you know everything there is to know about this cabinet. Yeah! I may have a little bit of help from Ryu if he's not too busy with Akuma, as he would say. I think he's lying to me. I think he went to go do other things. And we're going to find out later in the rest of this review. Because if it's what I think it is, and he went behind my back to get this interview with somebody I think he did, woo! Movie star or not, this guy, ha! Come on! I am about to go bananas on Ryu if he's doing what I think he's doing. Yeah! Alright. Let's go ahead and give our final thoughts. Yeah! Yeah! Was that an energetic Street Fighter review or what? Can I get a yeah? Alright, my real gamers.
let's go ahead and get real with you. Is this cabinet worth getting when it comes back out in June? Let's go ahead and tell you right now. We're going to have some good points and some bad points. All right, we're going to get it out the way before Ryu shows up and tries to steal the show. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and PowerPoint this up. The size of the cabinet is ginormous comparing to the deluxes on the side of them. Much more room and space for you and the other fighter near you. Hadouken! Yeah! All right, the marquee. Crispy, clear. Amazing looking artwork, supreme looking. Reverse printed marquee. Very eye-catchy. Well lit. Everything is well lit on that marquee. I couldn't be any happier. Hadouken! Yeah! Let's go ahead and go down to the monitor. 19.5-inch monitor where it has artwork from the Alpha 2 series. Or if you have the World Warrior, it has the original artwork from that as well. With all the original characters from the Street Fighter title. Yeah! The screen itself is beautiful, crispy, clear. There's settings with the update. With each set game, you can set CRT modes and shaders and button mapping. There's new features with the update. Yeah! That's another thing. When you receive the cabinet, you need an update as soon as you get it. It's confusing, but you power cycle the machine twice. Yeah! In order to initialize the update. Hopefully in the future, John D and Iconic Arcade will give us the resources to do it manually on our own cabinet. Yeah! The CPO controller deck is very unique, one of a kind. It's never been released before. It's very well textured, with spacious buttons and joysticks. Craziness. I love it. Very, very unique. Damage the bottom of your hand or anything. Very, very comfortable. Yeah! Ha! Huh. There's also USB controller ports to play 4-player titles or to play the Street Fighter titles or fighting titles on here without having to use the joysticks. Yeah! So you can play on this cabinet any way you want to. Yeah! Whoa, talking about the options. I'm feeling the energy. Yeah, Ryu. Are you coming, Ryu? Because I'm waiting. Speaking of Ryu, I had a phone call from him earlier saying that he was on his way back from Master Goken. He defeated Akuma, supposedly. We'll see when he gets back and see what he's been up to. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start training a little bit so when he gets back we can have a little Hadouken sparring match. Yeah. Now, we're not going to just talk about the positives, the negatives on this cabinet. The instructions were bad, need to be rewritten and more clear for the consumer. Yeah, so please work on that. Yeah. Joysticks and button needs to be better for competitive fight and gameplay. Give us options to buy joysticks, better joysticks and buttons on the Iconic Arcade website. It's better than buying them third party. Just think about the options. And same thing for the marquees. Give us options for the marquees. That is a crispy, clear marquee, and I want more options. I want a magic sword. I want a Street Fighter Alpha 3. I want a Final Fight. Give me more options to purchase more marquees for this beautiful cabinet. Shut! Oh, you can! Here is the wiring. It looks like Spider-Man's web nest up in there after connecting everything. Give us an option later on, Iconic Arcade.
when coming out with Double Dragon or any other cabinet to set the pie and all the wiring and set locations to clean up and make it look more neater. So, cable management options or better placement. Yeah! Alright, besides all that, my real gamers, there is no other complaints. This cabinet is damn near perfect. Ready for the Street Fighter tournament and the movie coming out in October. Yeah! Get ready for that because I'm going to be in the movie theaters meeting and greeting with people there. Yeah! It's going to be a great old time. Yes! Those were my final thoughts. Should you buy the cabinet? If you're a big Street Fighter fan, I would say, hell yeah! Yeah! Get that cabinet. And if you're not, there's other options on this cabinet. This cabinet has 20 games on it. This cabinet is very well balanced, as Ryu would say. Fighters, action games, shoot 'em ups, beat 'em ups, whatever ups. This is the cab to get. The #1 in home arcade. Yeah! Iconic arcade. Yeah! Huh. Look who decided to show up. Huh.
Calm yourself,
Come
Ken.
on.
Relax.
What do you mean relax, Ryu? Where the hell have you been? This guy over here telling me to relax. Where the hell have you been? You told me you was fighting Akuma. Did you get him? Let me know. Yeah, do I need to finish it? Do I need to go in Hadouken, Hadouken, Hadouken? Do I need to finish it? Let me know. Because I've been amped up this whole time with this review. So go ahead and let everybody know what the hell's going on. And what do you think about this iconic arcade release? Huh? We need to know your thoughts. Let us know, Ryu.
Focus, Ken. Stay zen. Meditation.
It's not about that
key.
zen stuff, Ryu. It's
out
not about the
enough.
training. It's about fighting and showing what we got and what we're made of. So get on your iconic arcade and get ready for battle, Ryu. Yeah! Now sit in this chair and let people know about this cabinet. Yeah! Hadouken! Yeah!
Patience, Ken. Have you not meditated not once since I've been gone? I've been training hard with Master Goken and just defeated Akuma and worked my way back to finish this review. I'm going to sit here and meditate for a second before I give my final thoughts on the iconic arcade Street Fighter Alpha 2 and World Warrior release. You want to know my final thoughts? I'm going to give you my final thoughts. I'm going to take it a different direction than Ken would. A more subtle but zen version of the breakdown. The cabinet, built with quality, very, very heavy, will not tip over when playing. Enough space for 2 players. The monitor is crispy, 19.5-inch screen. The controller deck, well thought out. USB controller ports for controller options. The sticks and buttons are just fine. You need just to be more zen and calm with your gameplay. And it's a learning curve. Muscle memory, Ken. That's the problem with Ken. He's too reckless. And he brings a lot of rage to the battlefield. He's an amazing fighter. And one of the best, if not the best, second to myself at least, as I have more self-control than he does. After fighting Akuma, I had enough time to give my true thoughts on this iconic release as I went on different podcast, home arcade podcast shows like Gamer Fridge, Michael B, The Game Genie's Chillin' Chat, and Nostalgia Strikes Back with Ken Masters. He was there for that one, but these other two, he was not present. So I'm pretty sure, Ken, I'm sorry. I know you're hearing this just now, but I'm talking to the community. So chill out. Calm your nerve real quick. All right? We'll talk about this later. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me, Ryu? Are you telling me you've been done training with Master Goken and defeated Akuma weeks ago? And with your spare time, you went on Michael B. the Game Genie's Chillin' Chat and open fridge without me? Oh, I have so much built rage right now between you, Ryu. You need to hurry up and finish this review fast so we can get on this Alpha 2 cabinet and I can kick your ass, iconic arcade style. Yeah. Oh, you can. Yeah. All right, chill. But I went on these shows, and these are my true final thoughts of the Street Fighter iconic arcade XT Alpha 2 cabinet. Here you go. Now I'm going to go back to meditation while you enjoy the rest of the podcast, and then I'll conclude the video. Remember, smack a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Israel Gaming for more amazing Street Fighter iconic arcade content. Yeah. Hodoken! Self-control. Meditation. Zen. Peace. Breathing.
Israel, what about you, man? Did it live up to your expectations?
It sure did, and I'm not even trying to be biased because how big of a Street Fighter fan I am, you know what I mean? I have several Capcom cabinets in here. I actually have the Gen 1 there, you know, and I also have the Yoga Flame. So now I have the Alpha. So you can tell that it's progressed with me, and I'm blown away, guys. Like, I'm not going to go too further yet into the details, but the expectations on the build and the cabinet itself, I couldn't be happier, you guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say second what Zim said about the online. I think that's maybe the only thing missing right now. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 140 pounds, and I was at work. I was at work all day. My wife actually is the one that received the package. FedEx did not bring the package all the way up my driveway, halfway up my driveway, and so she had to haul it herself into the garage. And then she shut the doors and she waited till I got off of work and then she helped me bring it down to the gaming area. But big boy, well packaged. Like Zim said, it's almost like we're gonna be the yin and yang to it. He is correct. That thing is well packaged. There was boxes upon boxes protecting everything, plastics between boards and side panels and all that. Everything was well protected. No damage at all. No complaints so far as build and the box that it came in.
I heard that part of that 140 pounds of weight, and people made jokes about this, there's about 30 pounds of cardboard keeping everything together in there. But I heard it's actually 15 pounds of cardboard is actually in the box to protect everything. Is that true, guys?
Oh, yeah. I still have all my boxes in the boxes out right there. There's a lot of boxes in there. But yeah.
experience like? How long did it take you? And like, did you like the quality of the materials? Did you like the way everything was put together? What'd you think about that? Israel, give me
You
your
want
thoughts first.
you want honesty, Mike? Like true
Honesty,
honesty? Okay,
honesty, true
all right.
honesty.
It took me about 3 hours to make it, to build it. My wife wasn't actually here, so I had a friend of mine come over and help me build it. And he's never built a one up or anything of that sort. So he was actually having fun with it. I was like, look, man, I got to get footage and I got to do this and that. And I mean, you want to help me? That's fine. But I got stuff that I got to do. So I was letting him build it somewhat. And then he started to get frustrated. So I was like, I took over. I was like, look, just follow my lead and we'll do this together because I needed his help to put the other
Yeah,
half on the bottom. Um, it was different, Mike. Almost like a one up, but there's differences to the cabinet, like especially the top half, the top area. It's very top heavy too at
yeah,
that. All the components and the wiring and everything's up there, the monitor, etc. Very top heavy, and there's new features that weren't in one ups or like basic funds or anything. Like I know I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like I'm in love with the fact that you can take the top off of it with 4 screws and instantly replace your marquee. There's
yeah,
20 games on this cabinet. And if you decide to reskin it to one of those other 20 games and try to make it a dedicated cabinet, it would be easier for you to swap out that marquee. So I'm in love with that feature. So I didn't want to get ahead of that. I know we'll probably get to that later, but man, that blew me away right there. Like so innovative and creative and consumer friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are gonna buy this cab, like man, I gotta take the whole side off, unbolt everything just to take the marquee out and lightly, you know how people when they're modding, that people open their cabs up all the time from the side. It gets annoying and you can
oh yeah.
break things easily. So this is shout out the iconic team for that. Kudos, man. Thank you guys. That part that I forgot to mention that too. I didn't mean to cut you off, Zim, but yes, I did get stuck for a little while, and then I reached out to friends in the community. I was talking to Mo. I was talking to Josh Dendy. I've even reached out to if I needed to reach out to Neil, to Paul. I had, but see, I can reach out to these guys. Not everybody in the community could just reach out to them, and I understand that. But myself, I did the research. You do not follow QR codes. That QR code is what messed a lot of people up. Sorry, Zim. Continue, brother.
What were your first impressions of the cab? You've kind of given me some of that stuff already. Like you like the marquee, just some of your favorite things that stand out. Like what did you think about the screen? What's the sound like? If you like the marquee, what's your thoughts on the sticks and buttons? What's the first thing that really stood out to you and was like, I love this cab or I don't like this? What was it? Start out with you, Israel.
Well, again, people are going to say that I'm biased, but I love the cab, everything about it. I mean, the build quality is there, the heft, it's a beefy boy. It's enough room for you and whoever's playing on it, whether you're playing online or with guests or not. It's just perfect in that aspect. Um, I'm more of a competitive player, and so me personally, I would probably update the sticks because those although they're very nice for the casual player, they're pretty good. You can compare them to like an at games or something like that. Um, they're okay, but for someone like me, I would have to update those sticks and buttons ASAP. Um, Besides that, the monitor, I like how they went about it with the bezel and the artwork on there and covering the 19.5-inch screen. I like that you can take the bezel off. I actually seen a video from Buy Stuff's arcade today where
Yep.
he took it off and he was playing widescreen X-Men, and I was like, "Oh, dude, really?" That blew me away too. So like, I already know the mods are gonna could be coming for this, and for the most part, like, because I'm a big Street Fighter fan, I'm not gonna really touch that thing. Probably just the sticks, and maybe change out marquees or get different marquees for the each set games that are on there. But as far as the side art and stuff, I'm very happy with it. A lot of people complained about the artwork, but if you actually know about the artwork, there's a story to that with that game cover, and that artwork came from a mangas. from back in the day from Street Fighter Alpha mangas. There's two of them, Volume 1 and 2. And that artist is the one that created that, which are paintings. And if you actually zoom in onto the actual image, you can see like paint strokes that are going through the artwork. So those lines that people are complaining about, you can't do nothing about it because that's just art. You got to appreciate it for what it is. And the further you get from the cab, the better the image gets. You're not going to get all that blurriness until you're actually focusing close up to the cabinet. But in saying that, the monitor's great. The buttons for what they are for casual play, like beat 'em ups and stuff like that, all day long. But like if you're gonna really get down and dirty on the fighting, those buttons and joysticks will wear out fast.
Yeah, a lot to take away from that is
Give you a shout out because honestly, without you and your company, a lot of these companies wouldn't be where they are today. So a lot of respect to you guys. What's funny about that is besides Iconic and GI Joe Gaming and the Legends Ultimate, everything in my arcade is produced by your company. So I have been very supportive in the background. And this is way before content creation or me thinking about channels or anything. I've been supportive of you guys for a long time. So I'm hoping that you guys can redeem yourselves from this godforsaken Sonic cab that you guys coming out with. I'm sorry I had to look at the camera for that. I love you guys, but man, I don't know.
Oh,
All right.
Israel, come on now. You know you're gonna get it, and you're gonna be on stream
Nope,
dressed as Sonic in a Sonic
nope,
costume.
nope. I did a short that did actually very well, and I showed original hardware being played and the way it's supposed to be played. If you were to
Yeah.
play Sonic, you go get a Sega Genesis, a CRT or something like that, and you play Sonic. That cab is for more like a Sonic fan. Like you see how I'm dressed up as Ryu Street Fighter, you could tell that yeah, a little biased. I'm gonna love that cab and love everything about it. But I'm actually speaking honestly about that cab. The cab is well built. I'm not gonna sit here and try to shill for anyone. I bought that with my own money, and besides the downloads and updates that need to be concurrent with it, like the online and maybe spectate and all that, I couldn't be more happier with that. And I used to feel the same way about Arcade One Up when they were dropping the deluxe line.
Oh yeah.
I fell in love with the deluxe line. And I'm not talking about with the risers, because I have a few of them with the risers. But when you guys came out with the Mortal Kombat deluxes and the Pac-Man deluxes and all that, I was like, man, these things are so like convenient sized where I can fit like 20 of these down here, 30 of these down here, and have a full blown arcade. So I wasn't trying to go on tangent about it, but yeah, I had to let you guys know that because of you guys, a lot of these companies are doing what they're doing today. So
Really quickly, Arcade One Up official says that eye contact was wild. I get the impression
that's
that is
because
real.
I've like was always on board with you guys. Like before I started buying other products, before the Act games, before the GI Joe gaming cabinets, before anything else, it was all Arcade One Up. Even with the countercades, I started with the countercades and I manifested to the deluxes and stuff. And I'm not trying to hurt no one's feelings because I enjoy you guys' product. But right now, currently, the number one for me, and I'm not being biased, this is just me saying it. That cabinet right there, that rendition, and the Double Dragon coming is the best in home arcade currently right now with build quality. It don't even have to have online. For the purists that love love arcades, we didn't have online back in the days, you guys. We would go up to a machine, you would have buddies or people or a crowd, and you would play games. That was it. The online stuff, that's a bonus, and we should be thankful that we could even be able to do those things.
Well,
But
I
with or
would
without that, that machine is top notch. What's funny about that? Besides Moat, that's well deserved. With the whole, getting the cab first and promoting it and
Yeah.
the stuff he's done with Street Fighter. I got pretty much voted the number one Street Fighter hype man throughout this whole iconic thing from multiple different channels and people.
It's gonna
It's
be
like,
your
man, this
biggest
guy
hype
is
man.
your hype man for
You
this
know.
thing. I've been promoting Street Fighter and this iconic thing since day one. I'm not saying anyone's ever asked me. I love to do it because I love to do it. That's why you do these kind of things with content creation, right, Mike?
Yep.
All right.
What about you, Israel? Are you happy with the games list? Any titles specifically stand out to you as your favorite? And how do the games play, in your opinion?
Before I knew what other extra games that were going to be included with this, it was mainly about Street Fighter. It was always about Street Fighter, and it's always going to be about Street Fighter. That cab is Street Fighter to me. Everything else is a bonus. As far as if I was to say, a second good honorable mention for me, like something that I'll go to play this. I'm very curious on Forgotten Worlds. I haven't really played that one too much, so I'm looking forward to playing that a little bit. Magic Sword is definitely a classic. The only gripe I have, wishing that there was a game on there, I'm not sure, is we have King of Dragons on there, right? Or is it Knights of the Round? The Knights of the Round's on there, right? Correct?
Right.
I would have loved to see King of Dragons as well. It's one
Me
of the,
too.
That's besides that, the games list, the shooters, Giga Wing 1 and 2, those complement each other. So those are two amazing shooters. The 1944 you already know I've already mentioned on several streams.
Love
I wish
1944. I'm so happy.
You're going to be fun.
see an OG 44 series cabinet, like featuring 42, 43. I want to see in the future one of those kind of cabinets. That's a beautiful Capcom series, and I would love to see that. So, John, please make it happen. Make a 1942 compilation cab with all the 1944 series on there, please.
That one's a tricky one, because if you do a 1942 or if you do a 1943 cab, it has to have vertical monitor.
I would say 43 and then put 42 on it.
Yeah. Anything else you think there was room for improvement on the next cab? Like, is there anything that you think you weren't happy with? Honest feedback or constructive feedback, honestly, because when we do this and when we give the feedback, it's not really to terrorize the company. It's mainly because we want to see it get better. So what's your constructive feedback on the cab? We'll start with you, Israel.
Clearer instructions.
Yeah.
The build was, once you got the hang of the build, and it's like everyone's saying, it's pretty much like 1-up and all that, but there is some subtle differences to it, the starting of it. The marquee, the light bar for the marquee has an extra piece on there, right? And you start building the cab, and it pretty much stays on there until you're almost done finished. At least for me, that's how it went down. It stood on there until I was about finished, and I'm like, I couldn't put the top piece on, and my wife's like, "Honey, we take that off," and and that's how you switch out the marquee. But very innovative. Again, like I said, that's another feature that I love about it. What do you think, B Kirby? Like being able to switch that marquee in and out, just like that.
Yeah, because I seen Danny put it on like an arcade 1-up. You're supposed to just slide in from the top. So if you ever mod it, you can slip in a different marquee.
There's 20 games on there. It's a quick swap.
But no, everything's solid on that thing. I mean, it's a beautiful. It's the best one I have. Unless you're getting into real arcades, it's in the home arcade space. This is the
best.
This is it, man.
The best of the best right now, currently in home arcade. Yeah. Can we agree, guys?
I agree.
Without being modest about it, like no biasness, nothing.
No,
I love Street
agree.
Fighter, but this cab is well built.
Out of the box, the least amount of modding. Yeah,
that could have been another title for all we know.
You're taking away from my big finale here. That was the question. Yeah, let me.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. All right, guys. Big finale before we finish up. One of the things that Mike Voss Trade said to me when I reached out to him to ask, I said, "What do you think of it so far?" He said, "It's the best home arcade product I've personally had. In my opinion, it's better than Killer Instinct." And you got to think about that Killer Instinct Pro. That was $1,000. This one came out at $699. Do you think that Moat's statement stands true, that, and you just kind of jumped into it, that this is above everything else you've had in home arcade so far. We'll start. Israel, does that statement stand true for you? I think I'm going to get a yes here.
Mike of all trades couldn't have said it better if I tried. Like, that's exactly what I would say is currently the best in home arcade, currently the best you can get. The Cadillac right now, you guys. I know a lot of people are tired of seeing Street Fighter. I've seen a lot of complaints on that. Well, it's just another Street Fighter cab. No, it's not just another Street Fighter cab. It's the Street Fighter cab to have. If you're a Street Fighter fan and that's your stick, that's the one to get.
He's
the
right.
only reason why I'm keeping these, I may mod them into like a Final Fight or something else. It has sentimental values to me, but that's the one to have. And that's how it needs to be currently. Like moving forward, XL form factors needs to look and be that. That was well worth the 1.5 year wait. On my part, 550. I got a little frustrated, but then I realized is, you know what? I'm gonna stand by this because this is what I believe in. This is what I love doing, the whole Street Fighter thing. And I had many ways to already play Street Fighter. Online, everything would one up. So I could have been patient. It's like, let me wait for the better version to come. And that's what I did. And I'm getting rewarded for that now. I got the cap for 550. I got 5 bonus games on there. Pre-order bonus was Captain Commando, so you was only supposed to get 14 games. 15 was the Captain Commando. 5 extra games, 20 games, guys. You couldn't ask for a better cabinet multicade, if you want to call it that, on the market. Hands down. I can't wait for Double Dragon. There, as you can see, John D said in the chat that he's gonna improve the build with more support and stuff. Like, he's already taking notes from us already that already received these cabinets, and he's gonna continue to, because I'm working on my review, which is a little more unorthodox. It's like, it's a little different from other people's reviews, but I'm fun with it. I like to have fun with my reviews and get a little zany with it.
Can I ask you a personal favor?
Yes, sir.
If Cammy is going to be one of the costumes you have in the review, film from the top up. Just leave the bottom out.
Or tuck it in.
Funny guy. Says the guy that wants me to run around in a Sonic costume.
Hey, man, I'm trying to set you up here. Arcade One Up's on board. They're going to send you the costume and everything. Let's go.
I got to get through this Street Fighter and then Double Dragon first, and then I do have Bad Dudes with quarter arcades coming up too. So shout out to them for that. So
I love Bad Dudes. Bad Dudes.
They're going to be sending me that soon enough too. And I know I'm kind of late in the game on that, but better late than never.
It doesn't matter.
You're a young guy. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, come on, young, stay young.
I want one of these.
Oh, no kidding.
You've got your iconic review coming out soon,
and
also
currently right now,
like we mentioned earlier, you're also every second Saturday, Nostalgia Strikes Back. Instead of waking up and eating your cereal and watching cartoons like you did as a kid, now you can wake up, eat your cereal, and watch some Nostalgia Strikes Back every second Saturday with Israel, Bad Guy, and Stock Jock and Stock Jock's son. So do that.
Very successful launch, John D. Iconic Media 1-Up. You guys knocked it out the park.
You really did. It was worth the wait.
I gotta contain myself because I gotta work on my video. I want to just sit there and play the thing, but I got stuff to do.
That's the worst thing. Like you're trying to get an angle or something, and then you really get into a game, and you're like, I really didn't need an hour and 15 minutes of footage on this one angle, but here I am.
I was supposed to go to bed last night to go to work this morning. I ended up playing Bionic Commando for an hour and a half, and it was like next thing you know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh, what? Guys, amazing cab. If when the orders go back up for them, if this is your stick and your spiel, get the cab. It's a beautiful cab. If you want to get it to mod it and to something else, that's another possibility. I myself, I'm not doing that. I love what I have, and this is it for Street Fighter.
Yeah, mine will never get modded.
I don't have to look for another Street Fighter now. If I want to look for another Street Fighter, it's going to be the real thing at that point.
Yeah,
I am satisfied, 100%.
Yep, me too.
I'm so angry right now, I can kick you right in the zangy. But it's okay, because now I understand, Ryu. I understand completely that mastering the art of Hadou is mastering the art of lying and manipulation. Stay tuned, my real gamers, because the battle between me and Ryu is not over yet. After this review, I am going to get on this cabinet and I'm going to show them who's the real master. Ken Masters. Yeah! It's real gaming! Yeah! Ha!
All right, should you get this cabinet? Go ahead and put it to you this way. If you're a Street Fighter fan, get the cabinet. It's everything you would want and need in a fighting cab. It has shoot 'em ups, beat 'em ups, adventure games, anything for the casual player. So it's not only just about fighting games, it's about everything above. Hopefully they add more titles to this cabinet via update. That'd be pretty cool to see Street Fighter 1 and maybe King of Dragons on there or something. That'd be awesome, like as an addition to this. So besides that, no complaints. I give the cab a 9 out of 10. John D, you guys, iconic. Bobby Vu, iconic arcade team. You guys knocked it out of the park. Remember to keep it real, keep playing. Stay tuned for more Israel gaming content. And stay tuned for more iconic arcade as we have Double Dragon next. The excitement's real. There's another announcement on the 14th with Double Dragon. Can't wait to hear about it. And also 2 more titles that are going to be announced for later this year. So stay tuned. There's plenty of iconic arcade content coming your way. Yeah! See you guys in the next video. Let's go! Yeah! Hadouken!